Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell. Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell. Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell. Your assignment tonight is strategic.
He's a tactical genius, he's the one to see on VP4TV. He's wild and he's free. I'm on top, number here to you and me. With his cunning moves, he's rocking endlessly. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tables and cues, they bend to his will. Every shot he takes gives everyone a thrill. With a glance and aim, he works to the skill. In the ball, lights from the chill. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. From the quarterback to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just a fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper. Tactical genius with every play, making magic happen every single day. In the world of billiards, he knows the way, taking every shot with prayers we say. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Rack him up, he steps to the ground. Crowds gather round without a sound. With a twisted stroke, his fame is profound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Every victory makes our hearts pound. Cornerback to the perfect cut, he wins the game without a single strut. Chalk it up, just for fortune or luck. But skill like his, it never gets stuck. On VP4TV, he's the showstopper. 9ball.com's the king, no one can top her. Watch him play and you'll be a hopper. He's the man, we all shout proper.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Where's the cue ball going?
Oh dear, outside, never mind.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool, nothing else.
Right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to VP4TV. We have a one-loss side match tonight, starting in about 3 minutes' time, and it's Larry from the USA. Both of these players, I hasten to add, although Larry's been around an awful lot longer, Larry against Spectredawn from the UK, and both of them trying to win their first major title. We have a problem. And the problem is that if we look at the bracket here, we've got the schedule, we've got the one match scheduled. We have a deadline tonight, British summertime that is, of 11 p.m. And the problem we have is that this round 3 match between Cobra and Stubb, Real Poland Power, has not been set. Now, Stubb has been in an awful lot more often than Cobra has. The last time I saw Cobra was at the weekend, and Stubb saw him as well. Stubb was trying to, I think, get the match played on Sunday. And from that time, I have no idea what's going on. I have not seen Cobra in the lobby when I've been in the lobby getting home from work, so I have no clue what's going to happen. The winner of that match will go through to play Albinario, but the chances are it's going to be a coin toss unless Cobra suddenly appears out the woodwork. But I've never known Cobra to play a match late at night, because I think he's a bit like me, where he's up early in the morning. So I don't know what the circumstances are. Maybe there's a family problem. Maybe he's been taken ill. But unless anybody has any sort of communication with him, we're never going to know. And so it looks as if that match will time out, and it'll go to the I'll say that again. It'll go to the coin toss by the system itself, and one player will get advanced. I know who'll be annoyed if he doesn't get advanced. But anyway, that's still to come. We have Larry in a room getting some practice, and we have, I think Spectredawn showed up a little while ago there, did he? Yes, he's in away mode, but both players are here, so they're good to go. It's a one-loss side match, and where are they on the bracket? Well, there they are there. So the winner of this match, it doesn't get any easier. The winner goes through to play Silent but Deadly in the next round on the one-loss side. The bottom half of the draw, we have a Cerro, and of course, whoever loses this coin toss later tonight will end up playing a Cerro in the one-loss side. However that's going to turn out, I don't know. So that's where we're up to. So, of course, we have Albinario already in the hot seat match, waiting to find out who he's going to be playing. And that will unfold in a few hours' time. But meantime, this is a race to 11 on the one-loss side. And the room has gone up. We're going to get straight in, and I'm going to try and change the cloth colour before these two arrive. Settings, miscellaneous. And I'm not quick enough. They're both in. Larry on the right-hand side. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. Bit of technical issue I had there. I had an update for XSplit Broadcaster, which I updated. I probably should have rebooted the PC, but I didn't have time. But anyway, no sign of Steve. Steve has been absent from the lobby for a couple of days as well, so I don't know what's happened to him. We'll see the break off first. Right. Settings. Miscellaneous. Colour blue. Right, a ball certainly went in the break. The 11 balls going in. And Larry having to play the combo to get that 4. Now he's got a 7 over the top left, 8 ball to follow, very handy. And, sorry, not Larry, Spectredawn. What made me think it was Larry? Oh, don't tell me my donut's gone as well. My donut's gone again. Oh, this VP4's bugged all over the place here. Now, how did I fix it the last time? Because I couldn't remember then, and I still can't remember now. Did I do the help menu or something? Or did I have to leave the room? I think I maybe had to leave the room. Anyway, we'll see the end of this first rack. So we've got 3 cribbages on the board for Spectredawn. And the tricky one here is 3 balls stuck to the rail. 13 balls over the top right. So if you can see the 2, he should be fine to get his 4th cribbage. The other problem then is you've got a 9 ball up table. You've got the 6 ball down here, which does go past the 5. You've got the 10 ball in the middle of the table. That may be the one he's trying to play for, and that's pretty damn good. That's spot on. So this is going to be a good start for Spectredawn. And this is a break and run right off the bat. Right, we'll see the break, and then I'm going to have to tab out to the lobby and go back in and see if that'll fix my donut problem. Yeah, donut's failing to materialise. And Spectredawn's break is dry. Quick, quit of the room. Back in. And that's making no difference either. I think I had to restart VP4. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I'll be back in a second. Just bear with us. But this is what happens when you get bugs in VP4. Your donuts don't work. Almost there. Right, let's get back in here, and hopefully that's us for the rest of the night. Let's check our donut. Donut is now working. Well, I don't know who's actually in the stream because nobody said a word. Whoever it is, nobody said so much as a hello. It seemed quite quiet tonight. Only 5 in the stream. Anyway, Larry's at the table. He's now on the start of his third cribbage. And we have a 13 ball that is there, which he's now got the thin cut on. And then the problems start because he's got a 3 ball here that if he can check back across off this 13 ball, if he can just check back across for the 3, he can drop the 3 through and go 12 up the table. And I think that's what he's intended to do here. So he just has to make sure he goes through far enough. I presume that's a 13. No, that's a 12, my bad. No, it's right enough. It's a third. I can't count. It's 12 and 3, isn't it? That's better. So this will take him to 4. You've got the 11 one side of the table, the 4 the other side, and then you've got the 7 and 8 there, 14 and 1. So he has every ball available, and he really should be squaring the match here. There's no excuse. I think he's just wondering where he's going to go for his next ball. Now, well, he's going to have to play a combo here. Unless he plays the 11 and stuns across for the 4. Oh, in fact, he's played through the gap, got the 14-1. Right, so that's a good reply from Larry. And that ties us up at 1 rack apiece. And a ball in the break. Another ball in the break. And the balls have spread actually pretty good as well, apart from those 2 in the middle of the table. And so he needs... What does he need? The 10 ball. Is that the 10 and the 12 I think he needs? Or was it the 1 that went in? No, it was the 1 that went in. Right, so he's had 3 balls in the break, I think. Or was it 2? I'm losing track here totally. So the other ball is the 10. So he obviously potted the 5 in the break. So it was a 1 and the 5. Well, he's now gone really, really awkward. I think he's actually spot on where he's landed in that 10 ball. So that's his third cribbage. Now he's going to have to get a hold of this cue ball here, because this cue ball can easily get lost. Because it wants to come off the rail and run it into that 7 ball, and he's managed to hold it. Now, what's to follow? If he plays his 7, you've got the problem with those 2 balls there, because the obvious pair that are available are the 9 and the 6. And this will be tricky unless he decides to try and hold the cue ball here to play one of these 2 balls there. Well, it doesn't look like it. I think he's played for the 9 and the 6. Now, the problem with the 9 and the 6 is that he's going to have to play this as a cut, this 6 ball. I mean, he shouldn't really have any problem getting this in, but this for a 2 racks to 1 lead. A strong response from Larry. Into rack number 4. And I think the 4 ball went in. I could be wrong. Which would mean then he needs the 11. And I think he's hooked, is he? Oh, of course he's hooked. Well, that's unlucky. So now the strategy part of this game comes into it. I mean, he could have a bang at the rail and try to kick that and get really lucky, but he's probably better doing what he's about to do, pot a ball and bring 2 balls up into the stack. Well, he did try to get to it, but, well, was that the wise move? Because 1 ball's come up and that the 4 ball's wide open. And now Spectredawn, he could play the 4 ball from there, or he could go ball in hand from the kitchen and play the 11 and just hold for the 4. But I don't think that was the best idea that Larry played there. I think he might have been better trying to just tie the 2 balls up in the stack. I mean, you're still giving away ball in hand, and it's still likely that Spectredawn's going to get a few cribbages anyway, but Larry went all out trying to somehow get the 11 ball, but it was never going to happen. But what he has done is he's got an easy start for Spectredawn. Now, looking at the table, we've got the 13 ball on that side. Problem with the 2 ball is, well, it does go into that other corner pocket. But I'm talking about adjacent balls, the ones that you don't have to travel the cue ball a great deal. But he's got the 1 ball in a roll through for the 14 down the rail. The problems in and around here, you've got the 12 there and the 3 available. And I think that's the 9 ball that's in the middle of the table there as well. 6 balls up top in the short rail. So there's a wee bit of good cue ball control needed here just to pick your way through this. It shouldn't be that much of a test for Spectredawn, though. And this is where he excels. Well, good evening. Welcome to Bedhead. You're the only person that's there. Nobody else is speaking. Anyway, Spectredawn's tried to hold for this 2-ball. Now, we know the 2-ball does go. I mean, there's loads of room. And that takes him on to cribbage number 4. Now, you see, he's going to... I don't know whether... see, this is just a bit fiddly. I mean, he's going to draw off this 10-ball. Needs to get to the 2 rails, and that's perfect. Gives him a shot in the 5. And the 5 will take him to cribbage number 4. Then it gets a wee bit tricky because you've got the 2 balls here that make up cribbages, and then their partner balls are at opposite ends of the table, so it gets a bit fiddly here. This one looks the favourite, the 3 and the 12, simply because, again, they're quite close together, and, you know, there's nothing stopping them potting. Well, he's changed the circumstances there with the bump there. And the problem now is he's actually made it worse. I think this is going to have to go up and down, or you have to drag it in dead weight. Oh, he's managed to hold it. He's managed to hold it. So, well, this looks as if the way these guys have started here, that they're not messing about. I mean, I think pretty much everything, and whoever's got in has just ran out so far. Oh, has the chat defaulted again? I bet it has. I bet it has. Hang on a minute. I'm going to fix it. It's just going to be a delay. Just hold on. It's really bloody annoying, this. This is what happens when there's loads of updates happening. They've probably updated Botrix as well. Let me get into this thing. Just hold on. Just bear with me. Widgets, chat overlay. The damn thing keeps defaulting. Where is it? Ignore users. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. Right, hang on. I'll be back with you in a sec. Yeah, this XSplit update's going a bit laggy as well, I've noticed. Right. We're now out of that. And let me come back into the game. Hang on. Hang on. My apologies. Right, that should be it now. Let me just do a quick test. That should be it fixed. Right, that should be us done for the night with all this messing about. Where have we got to here? What have we missed? Well, we've got Spectredawn at the start of his, well, he's on his 3rd cribbage here. Sorry, his 4th. And that was his 5th. Well, this is moving rapidly. Spectredawn with a 3-2 lead. And he's got a ball which In fact, he's now got 2, and the table's a bit of a mess. He's looking for the 1, and is that the 12? His partner balls, and I don't think he's got. Well, he's got a very dodgy cut down the rail, hampered right over the 11 to get this 1 ball. And where the hell's the 12 went to? The 12's up there. Well, even if he gets the 1, I think he's going to have to actually try to play this with left-hand English, hit it hard, and try and get below the 12. I mean, that is a tough ask. I mean, he did well actually potting that ball, but I mean, it was really tough trying to get some sort of half-decent shot in the 12. Now, can he bank this? Can he bank this? Can he bank it off the short rail into this corner? That looks like a shot to me. Well, that's beautiful. That is absolutely spot on. Come on. That was perfect. Beautiful shot. Very well played indeed. Well, Spectredawn trying his damnedest here to open up a lead here. This will take him to cribbage number 3. Now it gets, well, he's got 9 and 6. No problem. This will be cribbage number 4. I don't see where the next one's coming from, though. That's the 4 ball that's up the table. I do see it. There's the 11 there and the 4 up the table. So he should be good to go here for a 2-rack lead. Just rolls this in dead weight. He'll have a shot in the 4. Well, he's coming off the rail, and that's probably a lot better played than what I said, just rolling it in. That gives him a clean shot in the 4. He's got loads of room to finalise his shot in this 11, and it'll be a 4-2 lead. So this is the first breakthrough. I mean, they've been going blow for blow right off the bat at the start of this match, but the breakthrough has happened, and now the pressure will be on Larry to try and find his way back into this quickly. In rack number 7, we've got Spectredawn breaking off. And of course, the interesting thing in this is that neither of the two of these guys are interested in a soft break tonight. But this table is absolutely perfect. The only problem is that he's got 3 cribbage balls to find his way out here. What's the first one? Is that the 12 it's asking for? Or the 13, sorry. 13. And then the next one, I think, is a 12. And then the 4. Oh dear. Well, that does cut. It does cut into the side. Then, of course, he's got to hit it enough so that it goes into the side. The chances are he could be bumping into this 4 ball here. He needs to get lucky, or he needs to take evasive action to avoid it. Well, it's going to be the reverse bank here into this corner pocket. Well, this would be a great out for him. I don't know what's he doing. Is he going into this corner? It looks as if he's trying to line up into this corner here, but this is a shot. I mean, up and down into the corner. The only problem here for Spectredawn is that should he fail to make this partner ball, look at the table. I mean, Larry will be looking to come in here and pick his pocket if he can. But I don't think he's got much choice here. I mean, he can either bank it across into this one or reverse it into this one. He's just got to pick what one he thinks, and that's beautiful again. That is absolutely spot on. I mean, he's spotted these two banks, played them perfectly, and, well, he's going to walk away into a 3-rack lead here, barring some sort of disaster. That's now going to be his 4th cribbage. Partner ball is the 8-ball into the side. And, well, the only other thing is that you've got the... I don't know what the angle is, but the question of whether he wants to play this 5-ball. See, he's gone too far, really, for that 5-ball to be comfortable to avoid this side pocket. See, the side pocket just gets into your head. So now he's looking at the 6. Now, if that's the case, then look at where the 9 is sitting. I mean, that you've got to go over the short side of the 9. He's playing a dead weight in the 5. He's held the cue ball pretty well for the cut in the 10. I don't know what the panic was. He's all good. Well, suddenly the level of the game has just gone right up here by Spectredawn. I mean, this is, I think I mean, that's, what, 3 racks in a row, is it? And Larry's not had a sniff. It's certainly 2 in a row, and again, a couple of balls have gone in, and the balls again have broken very nicely. So he needs the 12 and the 6. Now, what's he looking at here? Well, the 12 is there, and the 6 is there, so this is pretty much a no-go here. He's going to have to get really cute. I mean, he can cut this, and trying to come over the short side here, or the, in fact, that's not the short side. That's the short side. Well, this will thin cut, but there's a chance he could scratch the side. I mean, he'll be taking maybe some of this 11 ball. But he's going to have to hit it a wee bit of pace to get the 12 to move. Oh, again, that's beautiful. That is really, really good. He's got the 1 ball and the 14 in the middle of the table. And I think he's also got the 5 and the 10 very handy as well. And suddenly this match, from the blow-for-blow start at the first 4 racks that we had, it's just gone all downhill for Larry, and he's done nothing wrong. Spectredawn is just making everything and not, you know, he's not missing anything. And that's the times when, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. Your opponent's just rock solid, gone to another level, and you just have to sit there and take it until you get a chance. But the problem with when you get a chance is you've got to do as much, if not more, to try and get back into the match. And this looks all so easy for Spectredawn, and how he's finding his way out here. Now, you have to say that these racks have actually broken pretty damn good. Okay, so the difficulty in getting things started in each rack, but I think for the most part, the way the rack has actually broken, it's made it fairly comfortable for Spectredawn to pick his way through the balls and find his way out. This time, though, I didn't hear anything go down. And so it's dry, and of course, Larry now comes to the table. knowing exactly what he needs to do. Well, he's got a 7 and an easy 8 to follow. But before he makes that move, he needs to know where he's going next. What have we got? So if he's going to go 7-8, we'll give him that. You've got an isolated 11 ball, the 4 balls down here. He's looking at the 11, first of all. Now he needs to get lucky, and he needs to get very lucky. And he hasn't. I don't know that was the right move, Larry. I don't know. I mean, I think you've got to think that the 7 ball, you've got to get started in the rack. And when he's playing that angle and you're coming down in this line, you know there's traffic there. And Larry's just shot himself in the foot there, I think. I think you've got to bide your time, Larry, and play the 7 and get the 8, and then work on your next move. I mean, he chose a shot where the cue ball was always running into trouble. A big risk of it running into trouble, being blocked off, and I think he just sold out there with that mistake. It was a wrong shot choice. Yes, if he gets the cue ball into a gap and he gets on that ball, he looks good, but the odds were not great in how he played it. And I think the 7 with the 8 to follow was a much, much easier and comfortable starter than hedging your bets on finding a gap. Wrong shot choice, Larry. And the trouble is, he's done exactly what he can't be doing in the present position that he's in, where he's trying to get back at Spectredawn, and I think he just sold himself out there. And he probably sitting thinking himself, I should have taken the 7 and 8 and got started. But anyway, Spectredawn now has already got himself his first cribbage on the board. You've got a 14-1 handy down here. He's got a shot in the 12. Just a slight problem with the angle in the 12 is where the cue ball wants to go. But that 3 ball, well, it does go past the 4 that side, but I don't believe that's what he's ever intended to do. So, well, I mean, I think Larry had always. I'll give Larry the fact that he's got the sense to plot his way out before he makes his first move. But you know, he must have known. I mean, the obvious thing is that when the cue ball's coming in that line from the cut that he played, you know the cue ball, and you know there's traffic down here that are all potential blockers, and the odds are not good that you're going to end up behind one of them. He must. I mean, he's not that daft that he didn't know that. And you know, like I said, the 7 and 8 are to get you started, and especially however he finished on the 8 ball after he would have potted the 7 would have determined, you know, whether he can follow that up. I think he was maybe worried about the 7 and 8 in terms of what he was going to have after it. But so it was a risk to try and get lucky, and he simply had to get lucky running that cue ball on that line. And, you know, with the odds against him, the outcome was inevitable. He was going to get hooked. And the penalty now is probably going to be a lot more severe. Big 2-rack swing, potentially, of course. And Larry may well have just played himself out of a chance of getting back into this, doing that. Meanwhile, Spectredawn looking for his 5th and final cribbage in this rack. And, well, look at where he's sitting. He's got a shot in the 14. The 1 ball is, sorry, that's not the one. What am I talking about? The 1 ball's tied away in here by the 15. He's got a 10 where he can cut that, but look at where the 5 ball is. So he's going to have to try and play to get a bump here, I think. Or is he going to play for a bank? I think he's taking his medicine. Oh, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. He can get in there. That's perfect again. I think that's perfect. I think he's right on the money. Or maybe not. Maybe not. He's not taking the risk. Maybe there's not a big enough gap. But he's played the bank. Again, problem solved. I thought he could get in there, but then on second glance there, maybe it was a bit too tight, but he was good enough for the bank. And Spectredawn has not put a foot wrong. Not at all. This is a really, really strong performance. But Larry had his chance to get started that rack there and blew it. And meanwhile, Spectredawn's break has given him a couple of balls again. And I think he's looking for the 12 and the 1. Well, he's going to have to try and get the 1 ball to follow that 11 in. And that didn't work. But anyway, it could well have been just him trying a safety as well. So you've now got 3 balls in the stack. So Larry's in. He's now making his mind up whether he's going to play from here or ball in hand in the kitchen. Now, ball in hand in the kitchen gives him a 13-2 to start with, which he can easily deal with. He's got, what else have we got? Not an awful lot with those 3 balls been tied up. You've got an 8 into the side, but you've got a tight space to get a shot in a 7 unless you leave it this side in a thin cut. You've got a 5 there and a 10 there. Well, let's just say that this will be a tough ask for Larry to get himself a run out here in this position. Well, he's overhit that just slightly in the sense that he's in the wrong angle in this too. He's going to have to get through the gap or draw off it. But what's he playing next? That's what I'm asking. Where's his next cribbage coming from? So he's played for the 9 and a 6. Again, the angle in the 9, I think if he just rolls this in dead weight, the worst that can happen is he finishes in the rail and he has to cut back the 6, but it shouldn't really be a problem. And he has done that. He's finished in the rail, and now this is all out to win because he's going to play the cut in the 6. He's going to run into these 3 balls here unless he tries to do otherwise to avoid it. But I'm sure he's going to hit something. Now, how's his luck? That's the question. Well, I mean, he could play the... Let's have a look at this angle. Oh, dear. There's a possibility he could have played the combo on the 7 with the 14 and trying to get into the gap to play the 8. I mean, that's tough. He's got a slightly dodgy angle on the 11 into the corner with the 4 up there. He's now looking at the thin cut and 8 into the side, and now he's got to stay in the middle of the table. Well, that's reasonably off the rail, that 7 ball. I expect him to get this. Oh dear, would you believe it? He's hung it. He's hung it. But whatever way you look at it, these are all unforced errors. The one where he effectively chose the wrong first ball in that previous rack, and then he's missed a cut in this rack. These are just unforced errors, and well, I've not counted any for Spectredawn, but Larry's had 2 too many in the last couple of racks already. So Spectredawn made his choice, ball in hand from the kitchen, probably the combo he's playing up top to pot the 7. But if he's doing that, how's he getting the 8? He's trying to get a breakout. Well, he's got a breakout. And that 8 goes in off the jaw. It's very tight, but it does go in off the jaw. Well, he hasn't missed anything so far, and he ain't missing that either. In fact, didn't even need the jaw. Played it perfect again. Now, I think the cue ball, what's the angle of 12? Well, he can play the stun, come up above the 3 off that 12. I mean, if he doesn't want to do that, he can just roll through like that and play the 3 up table. So you've got this sitting here waiting for him. I mean, there's no way he's not going to get the 14-1 next. So this rack's over. This is done and dusted. All the balls wide open, and it's going to be 8-2. And this is developing into a serious blitz by Spectredawn on Larry. Very impressive performance so far. And I can't say where he's put a foot wrong. If Steve was here, he'd be probably counting up the errors that Spectredawn's made. But in terms of what I've seen, he's made nothing. He's not put a foot wrong. Or when it's not finished out good, he's found his way out anyway. Couple of banks early on. Good banks as well. In terms of the position the rack was in. They're pretty nigh faultless as far as I can see. And that cutting the 5. Loads of room. 11-4, wide open. Well, question is Larry going to get more than 2 racks? Is he going to get a chance again? 8-2 to Spectredawn, race to 11. And we've been playing 41 minutes. Well, at least one ball has gone in. Or did it? Oh, the 15 went in. Now, you see, this is where this particular rule that we've got in cribbage, I don't like. I don't like that at all, because you've seen what's happened. Spectredawn has potted the 15 ball in the break, and I think that's a rule that needs changing. 15 balls going in the break, so it comes back up, you know, like spot money in 9 ball. So the 15 ball comes back up, but the difference with 9 ball to this game is in 9 ball you stay at the table and you pot your next ball in sequence. In cribbage, what you do is you end up giving up the table to your opponent and giving him a free go. And you get punished because the 15 ball gets potted the break. I think that, I mean, now Steve, who criticises the rules of snooker for being dumb and stuff like that, well, to me, that's just as dumb as anything I've ever seen in this game of cribbage, where a 15 ball goes in the break and you end up giving up the table to your opponent. And well, Larry's still not won the rack, but he's at the table, and he shouldn't be. That's what I'm basically saying. And Larry's failed to get the 8 ball in. And you would think they would have looked at that. Again, of course, cribbage isn't as far as I know, it's not a competitive game in a lot of pool halls in the States, I wouldn't think. But for what it is, that's just a stupid rule. Or a stupid oversight in the rules, let's be honest. I mean, it should simply be the 15 ball comes up and you stay at the table. I mean, it's an easy fix. It's not as if it's a complicated fix. And Larry, unable to take advantage of it, and Spectredawn, having potted the 8, is now sitting very nicely on the 7. And, well, he's bumped to 2. 13 is on the right side. He's got the 3 and the 12s out in the table to 11 o'clock of the 13 ball, I think. Is he trying to bounce? I tell a lie, he's now in the 12. I thought that was a 10 up in the rail.
Where's the cue ball going?
Well, it tried to scratch. That takes him to the start of cribbage number 3. And now it's just got a wee bit messy here. He can't really see enough of the 10. The problem is the 15, you can't shoot at the 15. If he shoots the 13, the problem is the 2's blocked in this pocket. So he's actually got himself in trouble here. He's got himself in trouble. He's going to have to work this cue ball big time. Unless he just comes back off the 13 to try and leave a bank on the 2. But he has got himself in trouble. And he may well be playing the cut up the rail in the 2. Now he has to hope he gets into the gap. And, well, there's the difference. Spectredawn gets it right on the money. Although there only really was one blocking ball that he could fall behind, but he's avoided it. And now that one shot has now got him sitting plumb for his 4th cribbage. Then he has to get cute here because he's either going to try and get right down and play this 6 ball, or he's going to take his medicine and make a 4-6 combo. And that's the only thing that's going to prevent him winning this rack. But now that he's going to play the 5, he's going to be staying there for the 6. And at least also he's going to be playing the 9 beyond the pocket rather than playing it up past the pocket. The 9's already beyond the pocket, so that's perfect. Well, this is a nightmare, isn't it? If you're Larry, what chances he has had, he hasn't really taken them that well. He's not had an awful lot of chances, but like the couple of chances he did have, first of all, the wrong shot choice. Then he gets himself, snookered and all that kind of carry on. And suddenly now it's 9-2. And meanwhile, Spectredawn's break, certainly 1, if not 2 balls have gone in. And we're now looking for, what's that, the 5 ball, which is, he's sitting plumb on the 5 as a partner ball. What's the other one? I can't even see that. It's 13 again. And the 13's blocked the 6 over the corner pocket here, so he's going to be hard pushed to get that one. And then you think to yourself, is it worthwhile potting the 5? Because I can't imagine what he's thinking of doing with this 13 ball. So now you've got the 2 balls in the stack. You've got Larry coming to the table. You've got 2 balls glued together here, the 4 and the 8. So again, that just cuts down the cribbages that are available. And, Larry's got an easy start with ball in hand. He's got a 14 and a 1 back into this corner. Or he can play the 1 into the side and stun down for the 14 as far as that goes. But other than that, he ain't going to have a heck of a lot else after it. You've got the 13 down here, the 2's tied up in the stack. You've got the 9 over the rail. You get the 6 tied up in that stack. So the table's just not good for Larry. And there's an inevitability of this where if he doesn't find a way out here, it's going to have Spectredawn on the hill. You know, you just get the feeling that as hard as Larry's trying here, it's probably going to be to no avail unless he gets a bump on either of these 2 sets of balls that are tied up. He's going to be dead in the water fairly soon. Well, he's got a nudge on one of them, but how's his luck where he's finishing? And it ain't great. Oh, dear. Well, I think he's got one. He's got, where's the 11 ball? Middle of the tee. He's got a crossover bank in the 4. He's trying to play it up the gap. That was asking an awful lot. I don't know whether he had enough room to get it past that. I think he had enough room to get that past that 8 ball into the side. But as I said there, with that visit that Larry had, it was always inevitable he was going to fall foul of something because, you know, he did well getting a breakout in those 2 balls, but he didn't get a roll of the ball and finish on anything comfortable. And so, you know where this is headed. Larry's on 2 cribbages at the moment. Spectredawn getting his second one. Little nudge, little flick, frees up the 6 and the 2. And now it's all out for the kill. A little bit of a cut in the 8 ball. It's all about just controlling the pace in the cue ball back across the table for that 7 into the top left. Checked it a bit. And perfect. Now, what he doesn't want to be doing is, again, playing that 9 ball past the side pocket. He would much rather play that into the top corner if that's the one he's going to be playing. But the other thing is that you've got the 2 at one end of the table, the top end, 13 down this end, but loads of room to get to anything. So I'm going to stick my head on the block here and say that Spectredawn is going to be breaking for the match in the next minute or 2. Well, he's finished in the top side, so he is playing it into the top corner. This will take him to cribbage number 4. And then he may well have to go. Is he going to play this dead weight? Is it going to get to the pocket? He's really got to come across this side for the 2, hasn't he? He's going to try and hold this. Oh, no, well, he decided to come down for the 13 first. I'm surprised he did that. I don't see the reason why he did that. Maybe he was afraid of the scratch in the side, but he could have easily just dinked that into the corner and come across for the 2. So he's given Larry a little bit of a lifeline here. Although, again, you've got 2 balls in the kitchen, so they're dead. And then you've got the 2 balls in the stack and the 15, which he can't, you know, he can't paw it. So poor Larry is getting jack. That's what Larry's getting. I wonder if anybody's actually hit the like button. There can't be that many people actually like it anyway, because Bedhead's the only person that said in the chat. There's not much interaction going on in the chat in this channel. Very little, or nobody's got anything to say, which is surprising. I don't think this is going to make a great deal of difference in the overall outcome of the match, how this exchange goes. Spectredawn going to go for the 13, try for a little bump. Gets a little bump. I don't know that he's going to come out that good, though. Maybe if he banged the 2 ball, although he can't, it might come off the 6 and get into that corner pocket. Commentator's eye. He's going the other way through the gap. Cue ball's gone south. Well, Larry, here you go. He's going to have either ball in hand from the kitchen, which he's chosen to do, and 6 ball into the corner. Might have to check the cue ball a wee bit to come up with the 9 into the other side. Well, he's looking at going to 11 and coming around. Sorry, the 13 and coming around for the 2. I don't see the problem with playing the 6 and checking the cue ball and coming back up that side for the 9. I don't know whether he even needs to put an awful lot of check on it, but just a wee tad just to send it back the way. Yeah, that's perfect. And now he's perfect again to go forward and around for the 13 into that corner and play the 2 long. It's all just about judging the way a shot. You need to go high enough, though. You know, you've got to be high enough, or if you're short, just short so that you can stun over that side. But ideally, he wants to be high enough in this 13 from this side. Well, this could be a disaster.
Where's the cue ball going?
Again, Larry again chose the wrong shot. There was no reason whatsoever to try and get around onto that too. And, well, when you start running the cue ball, you know what can happen. And he's found a pocket. And he's blown his chance right there. So now we've got 3 balls in the stack. Of course, there's nothing on other than a 2 ball, which you can cut big time and go straight into them. Or play it that way and stun across into them. So there was a glimmer of hope there for Larry, but he quickly snuffed that out himself there. Again, I just think he played the wrong ball first. He should have held his nerve. Played the 13 first. Instead of, played the 13, but not try to get away round onto the 2. I don't know what the hell was going through his head. Oh, welcome to Slim. I never noticed you there. Yes, we're champions again. Did we not defend our title? I can't remember whether we won it last week or not. Anyway, what I can confirm is that Spectredawn is definitely 100% on the hill. And when you see somebody like Larry in this match having as few opportunities as he's had, it even amplifies the errors that he's made or the wrong shot choices that he's made. It amplifies it even more because it's because it's so easy to distinguish them in the shots that he's played. He's had 2-3 chances in racks that we've had tonight, and he's blown them all. And certainly 2-3 times he's made the wrong shot choice to start with or chose the wrong ball. That last one's a perfect example where he decided he wanted to get round onto the 2 ball, running the cue ball, finds a pocket and blows his chance. So here he's got a lifeline from Spectredawn, who has broken dry this time. I think it's the first time, well, maybe the second time tonight that Spectredawn's broke dry. If it is. And Larry now bumping into the 10 and well, he's got the 11, but the cue ball wants to go that direction. You see, this is no good. This cue, the 4 ball's sitting there, but the cue ball wants to go away that way. Now you could play the 7-up table. That's a good cut. And he's not married up with the 1. Would you believe it? He's nailed himself to the 1 ball. Well, it ain't your night, Larry. Anywhere short of that 1 ball, he was fine. And this nightmare will be over soon enough. Well, none of us knows what's happening with Cobra and Stubb. It looks as if it's going to be a coin toss for later on tonight in about, what time's that? 9:30. So in 90 minutes' time, there will be an automatic coin toss by the Tourney system, and either Stubb or Cobra is going to go through, unless Steve says otherwise. But like I said at the beginning of the stream, Cobra was around at the weekend, and Stubb said that he wanted to try and play him at the weekend there, and he had proposals from Cobra, but the times that Cobra was proposing weren't suitable for Stubb. So the only way to resolve it is going to be a coin toss. So Stubb will have his fingers crossed that he comes out the winner later on tonight. Meanwhile, Spectredawn looking to get his first cribbage on the board on this rack. And again, I'm going to bring in Arnie.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Because this match is done. I mean, this table is too good for Spectredawn not to find his way to the next 4 cribbages. I think that would be a good idea, Stubb, because if you end up on the 1-loss side, you don't want to bump into this guy. German potting machine says in the room, boring game, Larry have no chance. Well, Larry's had no chance because Spectredawn's played top drawer game. As simple as that. And what chances Larry's had, he's blown them. He's made all the errors tonight. If you compare him with Spectredawn, Spectredawn's not put a foot wrong as far as I can remember. He's been right on it. I mean, it was neck and neck at the start of this match. 2 racks apiece. I think in those first 4 racks, I think they were all runouts, one way or another, from what I can remember. But after that, at 2 apiece, Spectredawn has just walked away with us. And Larry's been frozen on 2 racks. And then those chances that he had, he just threw them away with the wrong shot choices. Spectredawn now finishing his 4th cribbage. And, well, the question is what's he going to do to finish this off? Because obviously the angle he's got in the 14, he wants to go that direction. Now, if he gets cheeky here, he could just screw back and try and hold for the 6. Well, he's actually gone to the rail, short rail and up there, and he's on the 6. So now he can go 6 ball, come across and play the 9 up the table, which he doesn't really want to do because you don't want to skirt with that side pocket. But the 9's off the rail by quite a margin. He didn't play to bump the 2. He's now made it. In fact, is he going to drop it into the side? Is he going to tickle this into the side pocket? I think he can get away with that. I think he can just tickle the edge of this into the side pocket. Yeah. And there you go. Well, that's probably one of the quickest races to 11. That was a an hour and 3 minutes for that match, and Larry has been blown away big time by Spectredawn. Let me get to the bracket. So now you'll see that there's nothing on the schedule. That match that times out in 90 minutes' time between Stubb and Cobra. Meanwhile, Spectredawn is now through to play SBD in that next round on the one-loss side, and the loser from that match that we're talking about with Stubb and Cobra, the loser will end up playing Acero at the bottom half of the draw. And of course, Albinario is already sitting there wondering what all the fuss is about. He's in the hot seat match, waiting to see who he's going to be matched up with. That's where we've got to as far as that goes. Now, the other thing to cover is this. We have the sign-ups have been open for a good few days now for the 2026 9-Ball Virtual World Championships. And we have 64 places, and there are still 41 open seats. So there is still plenty of room for people to get in. You can see who's all in. Most of them are the usual suspects. Albinario, Baxter, Bedhead, Brainful Out, Chico's signed up. Cobra's there. German Pot Machines there. Interchange X. I mean, these are... There's certainly some there that are making up the numbers that won't last long in the tournament, but you get Stubb there. Romario's there. SBD, Spectredawn, of course, Timber Pigeon, who doesn't play in many of these at all. He's an old VP player, and Tommy down at the bottom. So still loads of room for spots in this tournament. It doesn't start until, when did I say again? June the 17th, I think it is. It's due to start. So there's another 2 weeks to sign up. Matt still hasn't signed up. He still spat the dummy out, waiting for an apology because he didn't get into cribbage. But like we said, you've got to be a wary person and check on the schedule. Come into the lobby now and again, see what the sign-ups are or what tournament's on. And if you don't get there in time and you miss out, that's your problem. So he's refusing to sign up to the 9-Ball World Championship at the moment because of that. He's took the huff. And that's his choice. Anyway, so that's it, folks. So a faultless performance. I'm going to give him 9.5 out of 10 as far as Spectredawn goes tonight. I mean, I don't think anybody would have stood a chance against him tonight, especially the way those racks broke, in the middle of the match. That took it right away from Larry. Very, very strong performance. Very impressive. And I wonder if SBD is going to be looking in and see that performance, because if you don't take your chances like Larry didn't, you're going to fall out the match very quickly. And suddenly a race to 11 looks very short if it's all over in an hour and 11 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever it was. Right, that's it, folks. I'm off for a coffee. I'm still off tomorrow. I don't go back to work till Friday, so I don't need to get to bed that early, but quick coffee will do me. Thanks for watching. Take care. Keep your eye out on that bracket and see who gets the winner tonight, whether it be Cobra or Stubb, and get signed up into the 9-Ball World Championships if you fancy the competition. Until then, until we meet again, I'll bid you good night and take care. And we will see you very soon.
Good night, ladies.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.